Hello, everyone. Welcome back to your favorite English learning space where we don't just study English. We live it, breathe it, and speak it like it's part of our life. Today, I'm going to share something that can completely change the way you speak English forever. It's one of the biggest mistakes many English learners make without even realizing it. They study grammar, learn thousands of new words, watch English movies, and even listen to podcasts. But still, when it's time to speak, their mind goes blank. You know why? Because they're doing something that silently kills fluency. They translate. Yes, they keep translating words and sentences from their native language into English before speaking. And that habit makes their speech slow, unnatural, and robotic. So, today's topic is stop translating. Start speaking naturally. Let's talk about this deeply. How translation blocks your fluency, how native speakers actually think, and how you can train your mind to speak English directly without translating even a single word. And before we dive in, let me ask you two simple but powerful questions. 1. When you speak English, do you feel like your brain is first creating sentences in your native language and then changing them into English? 2. Have you ever paused mid-sentence, searching for the right English word, even though you clearly knew what you wanted to say in your own language? If your answer is yes, then this video is for you. Drop your answers in the comment box below, and let's see how many people feel the same. Now let's begin this journey step by step. Nakwarnan. Part 1. Why we translate. The hidden habit. You see, when we start learning English, whether we're in school, college, or even through YouTube, we always start with translation. Our teachers say, apple means Seb, water means Pani, good morning means Subh Savara. That's how we begin. We connect every English word with our native language meaning. It's natural. That's how our brain learns new things, by making connections with what it already knows. But here's the problem. Over time, we never stop translating. We keep thinking, what is this word in English? How to say this in English? What's the grammar rule for this? And by the time our brain finds the right translation, the conversation is already gone. Imagine this. You're in a cafe in Los Angeles. Someone asks, "Hey, what do you do?" And your brain starts translating. Main ex-student Hoon. I am a student. It sounds fine, but this small translation delay breaks your natural flow. You speak slower, less confidently, and your body language changes. You don't sound natural. You sound careful. Fluent speakers don't think like that. They don't translate. They think in English. But don't worry, this is not magic. You can train your brain to do it too. Part 2. How the brain processes language. Our brain works like a network of connections. When we translate, we create two steps. 1. Think in native language. 2. Convert to English. That's why it's slow. But fluent speakers, or children who grow up with English, skip step 1. They directly think in English. For example, when you see a dog, your brain doesn't think dog means kuta. it instantly says dog. That's called direct association. The goal is to create English connections in your brain directly, without depending on your native language. Now let's learn how. Part 3. Train your brain to think in English. So, how do we stop translating? Here's the secret. You don't stop it overnight. You replace it with English thinking gradually. Let's break it down into practical steps you can follow every day. Step 1. Start with daily objects. Wherever you are, in your room, at your desk, in the park, start naming things in English. Say, "This is a pen." "This is my phone." "The curtain is blue." "The weather is sunny." This simple habit builds your English memory links. Soon, you'll see those things and automatically think of them in English. Step 2. Use English for your thoughts. Throughout the day, we all talk to ourselves in our minds. "I'm hungry." "I should call my friend." "I'm tired," etc. That's your inner voice. Start changing that inner voice into English. For example, instead of thinking, "Mujhe coffee chahiye," think, "I want some coffee." Instead of "Aaj traffic zyada hai," think, "Traffic is heavy today." The more you do this, the more your brain starts using English directly. Step 3. Use micro-conversations. Pick simple daily topics and talk to yourself, like small dialogues. For example, while cooking, "Let me chop the onions first." "I think I added too much salt." "I should taste it before serving." You're not practicing grammar. You're practicing thinking. Step 4. Stop translating words. You don't know. When you don't know a word, don't stop the sentence. Use another word or describe it. For example, if you forget the word ceiling fan, say, "The thing that moves on top of the room." Fluent speakers do that all the time. The key is not perfect words. It's continuous flow. Step 5. Surround yourself with English. If you live in New York or Chicago, you already hear English around you, in shops, buses, or streets. But even if you live elsewhere, you can surround yourself with English virtually. Watch English movies with English subtitles. Listen to English podcasts. Read short English blogs or tweets. Follow English-speaking YouTubers. When you do this daily, your brain starts treating English as normal, not foreign. Part 4. The problem with translation. Thinking now, let's talk about the hidden damage of translating. When you translate before speaking, 1. You slow down your speech. 2. You break your natural tone and rhythm. 3. You lose confidence because you fear mistakes. 4. You sound unnatural, not because your grammar is wrong, but because your emotion doesn't match the sentence. For example, if you think, "Mujhe tan lag rahi hai," and translate, you might say, "I am feeling cold." That's fine grammatically. But when you think it in English, you might just say, "I'm freezing," or "It's so cold today." See the difference? One is correct. The other is alive. That's the power of thinking in English. Fluency Part 5. Real life example. Two learners, two mindsets. Let me share a story. Two friends, Daniel and Michael, both moved to San Francisco for work. Daniel always translated from Spanish to English. Michael practiced thinking directly in English. When someone asked, "How was your weekend?" Daniel's brain went, "Mi fin de semana fue bueno." My weekend was good. Michael simply said, "It was awesome. I went to the beach with my friends. The weather was perfect. The difference? Confidence and flow." Michael wasn't translating. He was living the language. That's where real fluency starts. Part 6. Build emotional connection with English fluency is not just words. It's emotions. When you get angry, sad, or excited, you naturally express those feelings in your native language. But if you start reacting emotionally in English, saying things like, "Oh, really? Wow, that's amazing. That's so unfair." Your brain begins to connect English with feelings, not rules. That's when speaking becomes natural. Part 7. Think in phrases, not words. Translators focus on words. Speakers focus on phrases. Instead of remembering make or decision separately, remember make a decision. Instead of take or rest, remember take a rest. Your brain starts storing ready-made pieces, like building blocks. When you speak, you're not building sentences word by word. You're putting together blocks that already fit. That's how native speakers do it. Fast, effortlessly, and naturally. Part 8. Practice speaking without fear. Many learners hesitate to speak because they fear mistakes. But fluency doesn't mean perfection. It means flow. Even native speakers say, like, you know, sort of. They pause, repeat, forget words, but they keep speaking. When you stop translating, you also stop overthinking. You start expressing instead of performing. That's when English becomes your language. Okay, Part 9. Techniques to stop translating. Here are some practical exercises you can do daily. 1. Shadowing practice. Play an English audio or video and repeat exactly what you hear. Copy pronunciation, tone, and rhythm. This trains your mouth and mind to speak directly in English. 2. Describe what you see. Pick anything, a street, a cafe, your room, and describe it aloud in English. The lights are bright. The street is quiet. I see a yellow taxi, simple but powerful. 3. Tell your day in English. Every night, sit for 5 minutes and describe your whole day in English. What I did, where I went, how I felt. This builds storytelling fluency. 4. Avoid translating new words. When you learn a new word, don't write its native meaning. Write an English explanation or a picture example instead. For example, instead of beautiful equals sundar, write something that looks nice or lovely. Nasarthas. Part 10. Understand context, not grammar. When you translate, you often worry about grammar. Should I use past tense? Should it be plural? But natural speakers think in context, not rules. They don't think, is this present perfect? They just say it. So instead of focusing on grammar rules, focus on situations. For example, when someone says, I've just finished lunch, understand the context. Something happened recently, not the grammar pattern. That's how your brain stops analyzing and starts communicating. Part 11. The mindset of natural speakers. Native speakers never think of English as English. For them, it's just communication. When they talk, they think about ideas, emotions, jokes, not structure. So if you want to sound natural, stop focusing on correctness. Start focusing on connection. The question is not, did I say it right? It's, did I express it clearly? That shift changes everything. Ipati, Part 12. Reprogram your brain. The immersion secret. If you want to stop translating completely, you need immersion. Surrounding yourself with English like it's your environment. That doesn't mean going to America. It means bringing English into your world. Change your phone language to English. Write your grocery list in English. Talk to your mirror every morning in English. Think in English while cooking, driving, walking. When English becomes your lifestyle, translation disappears automatically. Thakra, Part 13. Motivation. You're closer than you think. Many learners feel discouraged. They think, I'll never speak like a native. But here's the truth. You don't need to sound like a native. You need to sound like you. Confident, natural, and expressive. Every time you speak English directly, even one sentence, your brain is rewiring itself. You're creating English pathways that become stronger with practice. You don't need perfection. You need persistence. Nakr, Part 14. Real conversations. Practice examples. Here are a few conversation examples that show how to move from translating to natural speaking. Example 1. In a cafe. Translating version: Can you give me one coffee without sugar, please? Natural version: Hey, can I get a coffee? No sugar, please. Example 2. Asking directions. Translating version: Please tell me where is the bus stop? Natural version: Excuse me, where's the bus stop? Example 3. Talking about weather translating version. Today, weather is very hot. Natural version: It's super hot today. See how short, relaxed, and real the natural version feels? That's the goal. Norsaksa, Part 15. Final tips. Speak English like you breathe one. Don't aim for perfect grammar. Aim for clear thoughts. 2. Don't memorize. Internalize. 3. Don't translate. Imagine. 4. Don't fear mistakes. Enjoy the journey. Every word you speak in English is progress. Every sentence brings you closer to fluency. So, stop translating and start living English. Conclusion. Speak to express, not impress. Fluency is not about knowing everything. It's about expressing yourself naturally. When you stop translating, your heart starts speaking through English. You sound more confident, more real, and more connected. So from today, make this promise to yourself. I will stop translating and start thinking in English. You'll be amazed at how quickly your speech, confidence, and understanding improve. And before you go, tell me in the comments below, do you still catch yourself translating when you speak English? And what's one English phrase you want to start using naturally from today? Let's talk in the comments. In English, of course, because here, we don't just learn English. We live it, love it, and speak it naturally.